Welcome back to Tax to the Max, where we get down about taxes. So today we're going to talk about deceased accounts. What's a deceased account, or what's a descendant account, or decedent account? I'm sorry. What's a decedent account? Welcome back to Tax to the Max. Today we're going to talk about deceased taxpayers. Rest in peace. So today we're going to talk about the decedent accounts. With decedent accounts, they usually pop up after someone has passed. Usually Social Security Administration, once they find out or get a certificate of death, then they record it, and then they let other government entities know that this person is deceased, including the Internal Revenue Service. Now, when you have a decedent account, usually it's categorized as different things. Now, first we're going to talk about getting information from the IRS on a deceased taxpayer's account. Now, there's a few ways that you can get it. Primarily, you would need to be able to verify the person. So you would have to know their full name, their street address, their social security number, and other very important information such as their date of birth and things like that. Also, you'll probably need a copy of the death certificate. I know sometimes those can be hard to get because you have to wait to receive it, but once you get it, that's something that you will need. You'll also need any letters. It says letters of testamentary approved by the court. So if you have a court order, you may need that as well. And a court order is basically saying this person is in charge of taking care of this deceased taxpayer's account. That's basically what it is. And then it advises of what the role is, or what the relation between that person and the taxpayer is. It usually gives further details. When you fill out the Form 56 or the Form 1310, the Form 56 is a notice for fiduciary relationships, which is more of like, hey, I'm related to this person, or hey, I know this person based off of, a relative, or, a close person to this person. So that's basically what the Form 56 is for. And the Form 1310 is basically to claim the refund for the deceased taxpayer. But let's get down to it. Now, when you submit the Form 56 or you submit the Form 1310, usually you can submit the Form 1040 with all the supporting documentations, including the Form 56 or the Form 1310, or both if they apply. Okay? So that's how you resolve issues quick before you get a letter from the IRS saying, hey, we don't know you. And I know it sounds crazy, like, I'm her daughter or I'm her son. Like, why are you telling me I can't, know what's going on with my mother or my father's account? And the reason being is because we need official documentation that you can handle the affairs of the taxpayer. Okay? It's just for legal reasons. So that's all the IRS is saying. Listen, we just need official documentation stating that you are responsible for this particular taxpayer. That's all we need. So the next type of decedent account would be estate. Now, from my understanding, with estates, they're usually handled by the business entity of the Internal Revenue Service, which may involve some type of employer identification number or some special identification number in order to resolve those accounts. So, of course, you would have to file the Form 1041 and any supporting documentation in order to fulfill that account or satisfy that account. And there may be some other documentation that you may need as well with the estate accounts. Now, the publication that I was referring to, or the publication I'm going to refer you to, it's a publication that's for deceased taxpayers on how to handle accounts, and they may have some information that I'm telling you right here on this video. So the publication is, I think it's publication 559. Yeah, it's publication 559 for survivors, executors, and administrators. I will look further into that to see if there's any other, clauses or loopholes for that. But as far as I'm concerned, in a general census, power of attorney doesn't have much authority over deceased accounts. So there's that. That's pretty much it for what I have for decedent accounts on a basic level. Of course, for more further information, you would have to look into the publication 559 to see if there's anything in there pertaining to your particular issue. If you have a balance due with the decedent account, make sure that you have all that available information to you, like the form 56, copy of the death certificate, court filings, social security number, name, date of birth, address. You have to verify yourself, and you also have to verify the deceased taxpayer that you are making payments towards or claiming a refund for. That's basically what that is. So if you want to reduce the time that you have to spend in order to close out an estate, or the time that you have to spend in order to close out a deceased taxpayer's account, could be your mom, could be your brother, could be your cousin, please make sure you have those forms filled out when you submit your return. You want to file all that stuff together, because what the Internal Revenue Service is looking for when you call them is your name on the account. Now, from my understanding, they're still pretty delayed. So processing for those forms may be delayed, especially if you submitted them separate from the return. But if you submitted those all together, then you're pretty much just waiting for the return to be fully processed. But if you submit that form separate from the individual income tax return, or the U.S. individual income tax return, which is the 1040 form, then you could possibly be waiting longer for that to process. Now, some people may be filing a return for 2021 in 2022, but their aunt or mother died in 2022, just a few weeks ago. And then you're like, okay, but we still have to submit the form for 2021 that hasn't been submitted yet. In that particular situation, you'll still need all those supporting documentations. You'll just have to submit it after, the form. So if the deceased person already submitted a form and you're waiting for an update, and it's for 2021, and you're all the way in 2022 right now, and they passed a couple of weeks ago, and they haven't received, an update on the account, there hasn't been any payments that was made to the account, or there's a refund on the account that hasn't been received yet, you can definitely still file those forms and send them separately. Just follow the instructions on the forms, and I'll tell you exactly where to send them. I know it's pretty wordy when the forms have instructions attached to them, and the instructions are very wordy, but pay attention to detail. Read. When it comes to the government, read. So that's all I have for the Decedent Accounts today. If you like what you see, if you have any questions or concerns, drop a comment. I may open up a TikTok to answer some of those questions. It'll be really quick. So just go ahead and subscribe if you want to see further videos like this, or if you want to see an update as far as anything that you may have had questions or concerns on. Other than that, guys, keep watching. Get that bell notification button on if, you're in the middle of filing taxes and you're trying to figure out what's going on. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great day. Peace.
Tax to the man.